So let's say I'm a real estate investor.
Okay.
Like, what do I
Yeah.
need to have in
Well,
order
that,
to do this reverse wrap system? Like, what do I need?
well, I'll tell you this, you know,
You're breaking.
new and I'm breaking up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I mean, just
Okay.
yeah,
So, you know, new investors do pretty good at this because they don't have any bad habits, right? They just come in, do what they're told, um, and go and give homebuyer presentations to these people, and they have people raising their hands saying, "Yeah, do that for me." And then it's like, "What do I do?" And we teach them all of that. But so they have it's breaking bad habits, right? I mean, there's a lot of investors out there that just believe that they have to start with the property first, and they get excited when they come across a good deal on a property, but the excitement shouldn't come until they actually sell it, right? It's said in real estate investing that you make your money when you purchase a property. And that's true because you've got to get
yeah.
discounts and things like that. But you don't collect that money until you've actually sold the property. And the period of
Fire
time,
for it.
a
Yeah,
lot of times between those two things is stressful. I mean, every now and then you'll get a deal where you buy it one day and it's sold the next. Well, that's exactly what this is. These houses that we're going and acquiring for our home buyers, they're already bought. There is no
yeah.
holding costs. We close the exact same day. So we're using our buyers' earnest money and our buyers' down payment to close these properties, and we're making spreads on those. And they close the same day, same exact day, and move in usually right then. So there is no vacancy, there's no holding cost. Your cash flow from the payment starts the very first month. No advertising, none of that other stuff. So real estate investors aren't used to that. So experienced investors, once they get a taste of this, like I did way back when, you don't ever want to do deals another way again. I still do fix and flips here and there, but I'm not out searching for them. They kind of fall in my lap. You know what I mean? And so I'll still do some of those deals here and there, but I don't search for them. I don't look for them, and it's got to be the right deal. And I'm able to say no. And
Yeah.
most real estate investors are trapped really in what I call feast or famine mode. You can close 2 deals, 3 deals in a month, and then you don't close a deal for 2 or 3 months. And yeah, those paydays are nice sometimes because you get a chunk of money,
Yeah.
but you better be able to budget and understand that business. And with this buyer first
Yeah.
method with
So
the reverse
I've got
wrap,
a
it's
probably
consistent.
stupid question for you.
Okay. There's no such thing as a stupid question,
Yeah. So
Robert.
I got a, well, this might be pretty stupid, but so I guess one disconnect that I have right now is when, let's say I wanted to use a reverse wrap. We find a deal for the buyer. They put up their deposit. Where does the rest of the money come from me to do that deal? Do I get financing for it, or do I put up my own capital to make up the difference between the, the house and what their deposit is? Could you
Oh,
kind of
so
explain that?
yeah, so there is creative ways to do real estate deals, and when explained properly to the seller on the other side, it's- you almost get
Hmm.
told yes every single time. Now, there's times when they say no, I don't want to sell my house that way, and we have to do something different. But like I said earlier,
Hmm.
I have a group of investors that will step in and pay for a house and then sell it to my buyers with seller financing attached to it. So
Okay.
we don't really we
Well, that's good.
rarely have to tap into that, but it's something that we can do. So there's occasions where we have to go back to our buyers and say, guys, we're going to have to pick another
Hmm.
house. But something's funny about this, or not funny, but I can tell you, and I'm not saying 99% of the time. I'm telling you 100% of the time. When people put their earnest money down, they have their hopes up for this house. And then if something happens and I have to go back and tell them, sorry guys, we got to find another house. And I tell this story when I tell them this, and sometimes ahead of time, 100% of the time that that's occurred, and they end up finding another house, they come back to me and they say, we are so glad that that deal fell through on the other house because they find something. And that's just how life
Yeah.
is sometimes, right? There's some letdowns in life, and that does occur. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't, But I can tell you with certainty that 100% of those folks are thankful that it happened and they end up in a better house, better location, better situation every single time. So, good question. So, yeah, that can
Okay.
occur, but it's not common. It doesn't happen often. I'd say 1 in
I
20.
got you. Yeah.